Our next speaker needs no introduction, really. Everybody knows him, everybody loves him. He's an incredible human being, he's an incredible friend. He helped organize today's event. He was also an instrumental part of organizing that Pride Parade we had a couple years ago. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Jeremy Lentz.
Thank you so much for that speech, Michael. Your words mean a lot, and I'd like to welcome everybody here today. Good morning. As Michael Pagan said, my name is Jeremy Lentz. I'm a proud gay man, a 19-year resident of Teaneck, a producer, an educator, an activist, and director of the Teaneck International Film Festival, which is proudly celebrating its 20th year this November with a theme of activism, making change. So it's a tremendous honor to stand here before you today, invited by the Township of Teaneck as a guest speaker for this year's Pride Flag raising to kick off Pride Month. And I'd like to begin by acknowledging our elected officials and community members here today. Thank you for showing your support and standing in solidarity with Teaneck's growing LGBTQ plus community. In particular, I want to acknowledge our Senator, Loretta Weinberg. She truly is the honorary mother, godmother, grandmother of New Jersey's LGBTQ movement. Every pro-LGBTQ piece of legislation that exists in the state of New Jersey, including marriage equality, has her name on it. And she championed that alongside former Teaneck resident Stephen Goldstein, who founded Garden State Equality. Loretta, we would not be here without you and everything you did, including the fight to get this flag raised. So you are our honorary LGBTQ fierce, fabulous grandmother, and we salute you. So we're gathered here today in Voti Park, the very heart of Teaneck, a town known for its diversity, its courage, its unwavering commitment to civil rights. It was right here in Teaneck that we made history in 1965 as the first town in America to voluntarily desegregate its public schools. That decision wasn't easy, and it wasn't popular, but it was right. And today we carry that legacy forward. In 2019, World Pride came to nearby New York City, marking the 50th anniversary of the Stonewall riots. That was 6 nights of resistance in Greenwich Village that sparked the modern LGBTQ liberation movement. And at the forefront of that uprising were 2 trans women, Marsha P. Johnson, a proud daughter of our home state, Elizabeth, New Jersey, and that P stood for Pay It No Mind, and Sylvia Rivera, her fierce and tireless sister in struggle. These women, these revolutionaries, helped launch a movement when they fought back against police brutality and state-sanctioned hatred on that fateful night in June of 1969. And that same year, in 2019, I stood alongside a few brave activists. Many are here today, including Loretta and Larry Bauer, and we petitioned the Teaneck Township Council to raise the Pride flag for the first time. Despite Teaneck's progressive history, our request was originally denied, but we didn't give up. We organized. We spoke out at council meetings. We protested at the 4th of July parade. We handed out pride flags throughout Teaneck and asked all our neighbors to fly them from their homes. And 5 months later, in October of that year, the council passed a resolution establishing the Pride Advisory Committee, voted to raise the flag in Teaneck that October, and then every June thereafter. We had to fight to be seen, to be acknowledged, to be heard, and that fight continues today. Across our nation, LGBTQ rights are under attack in ways that we have not seen in decades. This presidential administration is actively working to erase us, removing words like transgender and queer from government websites, rolling back civil protections, issuing executive orders that define only two genders and prohibit the acknowledgement of trans identities. These aren't just policy decisions, they're acts of erasure, acts of violence. And who suffers the most? Our youth, the most vulnerable among us. We know that 40% of LGBTQ youth have considered suicide within the past year. And for our trans and non-binary youth, that number is significantly higher. These aren't statistics, they're lives. These are our children, our students, our friends, and our neighbors. Here in New Jersey, we must say their names. Zakiya Gunn, a 15-year-old lesbian from Newark, murdered in 2003 in a brutal hate crime. Tyler Clementi, an 18-year-old from right here in Bergen County in Ridgewood, who died by suicide after publicly being outed and humiliated at Rutgers University. Shay Vanderpump, a 23-year-old black trans woman and activist from Trenton, murdered in 2021. Say their names. Zakiya Gunn, Tyler Clementi, Shay Vanderpump. While we honor their memory, we must recognize that the fight for safety and equality is far from over. We must speak up, we must fight back, because when one group is targeted, whether it's LGBTQ, undocumented immigrants, women, Jews, Muslims, none of us are safe. An attack on one is an attack on all. And that is why we fly the pride flag and why it matters. It's not just a symbol, but it's a lifeline. In a world that tells us LGBTQ youth don't belong, this flag says you are welcome here. In a time when they're told to hide, this flag shouts, you are seen. When they're told they are alone, this flag declares, you are not. Raising this flag is not performative, it's powerful. It saves lives. It sends a message. We exist, we're here, and we are not going anywhere. So today, let's not just raise a flag, let's raise our voices. Let's raise our commitment to creating spaces where every child and community member feels safe, valued, and free to be exactly who they are. Let us fight for policies that protect our most vulnerable and never tire in the demand for dignity and justice. In the words of Harvey Milk, America's first openly gay man elected to public office, hope will never be silent. Think about that. Hope will never be silent. The battle may be long, but we will not be erased. Love will triumph over hate. Solidarity will outshine fear. And justice, though it may bend, will never break. Let this flag raising be a promise to love louder, stand taller, and never, ever back down. Thank you.